G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here with the bedside radio and a brand new power board which indicates when it's switched on and tells you that it's surge protected. Here we see the 240 volt to 9 volt transformer that runs the radio, and it has a mechanical connection which is capable of starting the 12 volt to 240 volt inverter out in the pyramid, but it doesn't draw enough current to actually keep the inverter running. Here we see the inverter with a pair of actual white-tailed guardian spiders. There we see the inverter trying to provide less than 1/4 of an amp. So it just turns itself on and turns itself off and turns itself on and turns itself off, alarming the whitetails. However, this system does mean one can turn the radio on
for people that don't know
and turn it off again. This switch would normally operate on the radio's internal battery, and one can use the power board to switch the inverter off without getting out of bed late at night. This system also means that with this plug sharing a double adapter with the radio's transformer, as long as you've got the inverter going in the pyramid started by remote control by the drain of the transformer, then one can turn on the bedside reading light or the main room light or the light over the kitchen table and stove. So why is it that I have this shite, briny, new power board with blinking lights? And why am I showing it to you? How does it become interesting? Well, here's a bit of a clue. You may just barely be able to see the edge lines of the piece of clear tape that I've put over the top of that triplet of plug holes. The idea being to stop dust from going down there. There's another taped up plug hole, try that view of it with better light, underneath this. There's an air gap between the bottom of the top of the board and the bottom of that plug extension. So happens that this is the old power board which came out of use last night, and I had at some point taped that plug hole up. I never bothered taping that one up because it was covered physically by the plug that was in there. No, there was a plug there, there's a plug there, and yeah, this plug overhang that set of holes. But there was once upon a time sticky tape over there, and I think, judging by the remnants and the relics, that sticky tape just fell off. So today, for the fun of it, instead of just throwing it away because it's a power board that failed last night and made all sorts of flickery noises and stuff, I thought I'd pull the screws out of it and see what's underneath there. Would you look at that? Try it in the light of the day. It's just jam-packed full of fluff. So let's use our biological air compressor. Not much of it went anywhere. Packed in fluff, maybe even carried in by ants fluff. Just look at that. Even the one that was physically covered, there was a plug in there, there was a plug in there, that's the plug that used to have sticky tape on it, and the sticky tape dissolved. And this is the plug that was physically covered up. So the inversion tap test removes quite a bit of the dust and junk and crap. We'll have a go with a toothbrush, or better yet a paintbrush. And actually, even that's a bit wanting. So let's try a toothpick to see just quite how much crap you can get out. I'm actually kind of stunned at just how much crap there is in there. And it's only taken like 10 or 15 years sitting operating side up in an admittedly fairly dusty kind of an environment for all that crap to build up and get to the point where it actually stopped it from functioning last night. Right, there we go. Wasn't that complicated at all, was it? Simply disassemble, remove the dust, brush out all the tiny little particles of crap that have slowly worked their way in there over a 15-year period, and now it can be reassembled, snapped back together and secured with a rinky-dink smart-ass reverse pattern screwdriver, intended to be tamper-proof to prevent people like you and me from getting inside to clean the shit out. What we're supposed to do is wait until it's dirty and then throw it away. Because officially in the reasoning of the Arlec company, all their customers are too stupid to be able to pour sand out of a boot with instructions printed on the sole. Although preventing people like thee and me from cleaning the dirt out is not their official reason. Their official reason is that they figure there's always going to be somebody who's too stupid to disconnect their power board from the main supply before opening it up and trying to clean inside of it. Therefore, they make it tamper-proof. And then they sell us a brand new unit with a clean conscience, because in preventing us from getting inside to clean the old one, they have, in theory, spared the life of whoever it was who was going to kill themselves by forgetting to take it unplugged from the wall before opening it up to clean it. In the interests of our better health, they want to sell us a new one when the old one gets dirty. Such is life in the brave new world. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.